Hey guys, still here. Welcome back to climb out Narodnaya. It's turning into an interesting campaign, I'll give you that. The Americans have just shown up, and they decided to drop a ton of forces, I think first in Oita, where they dropped off a lot of these infantry units. 1st Special Forces Battalion, 52nd Infantry, and the 51st Infantry. I managed to kick out a lot of them. The thing is, I was able to flee at the last moment, and this allowed my battle groups to at least survive, and not a moment too soon, because, for example, the 71st Rifles only has 10 infantry left. The AA group, I think, didn't take any losses, but the Spetsnaz Brigade is down to 3 VDV. We're going to refit these groups and allow them to get back up to strength, and then finally kick out the Americans here, because I really don't want them around. And fortunately I was able to heavily weaken them, but there are still quite a few of them left. So unfortunately I probably won't be able to do that this particular turn. Now their AA capabilities, I think, are fairly limited. They have a couple of Stingers. I took out most of their Humvees, so their Avengers. Oh well, from this group maybe, not this group. Yeah. The problem here is Delta Force. And there is a lot of Delta Force. These guys come with those 3 Javelin missiles. Top attacking, fire and forgets. They are very hard to catch before they're actually able to do some damage. So that's the challenge here. One battle group that I do have available is the 70th Rifles. They come with Motor Strelki, which are not really going to be too much of a threat to the combined forces over here from the US. Vasilex would be handy. Cholpan, again handy. Sorry, wrong battle group. They do have an assault weapon, the Zvidoboy SD. Unfortunately, it only targets vehicles, not so much infantry. These things could be definitely used against the special forces groups, but the problem, as per the usual, is the fact that they will get killed off very quickly. So for now, I am just going to keep these groups here. I'm just going to keep them alive, or at least that's the plan. If they do decide to go Tomorrowgahmi, I don't really think I'm going to be able to catch them there. And these guys, well, might as well R&R. This is really fortunate that I was able to hold on to Nankoku for now. Now this is not the only thing that's going on. I'll deal with the other battle groups here later, but for now I want to have a look at what all of these helicopters are going to do against the Kuznetsov. Because they don't have any naval units attached to them, so I think they're just going to have to flee, but I'm not exactly sure. Helicopter groups are usually a little unpredictable. There we go. They were forced to move off. I want to play it so that these guys have nowhere to go. If I chase them down, what happens? Not too much, I think. Let's move to Romeo. Keep the helicopter group there, in case the enemy does decide to make a push. Now, the US still have some other forces, and my forces currently are split between Kagoshima in the south and Kitakyushu in the north. So between these groups, I'm able to take quite a bit of terrain. Especially taking out Oita would be very handy. They don't have a lot of ground forces. Most of their units are support units. Unfortunately, I don't think I can easily get here. My ideal solution would be to use helicopters. And the helicopters might stand a chance if I'm able to take out these locatable units. So I'd have to send seed aircraft over to Oita, drop a couple of helicopters in here, try to take out the ground-based AA. These can all be targeted, the Pivats can't, but the Pivats only have a range of 26-25. And with that, I would once again have a port, and I could squash this US battle group before they're able to return and refit. So, the 319th Helicopter Regiment is probably my best bet over here. They have long-range missiles which outrange the enemy AA by a good margin. about 500 meters. So that should be enough, provided I send in those seed aircraft. Alright, Oita. I have Kumamoto and Charlie. They have Kanoya, Bravo, and Iyo. I'm going to keep my helicopters over here for now. I have 4 cohesion. I would like to hold on to this sector, but I'm not sure if I can. I have to play this one a bit safe. Never mind. Scratch that for safety. Now the advantage is that I once again have this port under my control. With that port, I might be able to make an attack directly onto the surviving US forces here. So they have 2 Delta Force. The Delta Force are my biggest concern. The US Marine Raiders at short range are nasty, but at longer range, so let's say 875 meter plus, I can take them out. So that's 15 Delta Force, 19 Delta Force. That's it, 19 Delta Force, and then a couple of support units. Helicopters are no joy. It's going to have to be ground-based forces. But what? VDV with BMD-4s? That might work. 1065th. VDV, more BMD-4. If I'm able to drop both of those groups directly onto Iyo, I should be able to overwhelm them. And get a fairly important sector back. Alright, land. I might also be able to use this strike group over here. The VVS 2nd Strike Squadron. Because I don't think that... Oh, right, no, sorry, they do have a lot of AA. That's the group that just left, that support battalion. With the Patriots and, yeah. Okay, so that's not going to be too easy to deal with. This means I'm going to have to fight this battle using the BMD Force and the VDV. And the map... Oh, this is not ideal. This is not ideal. I do not have a reinforcement zone. Okay, show me. What's this going to look like? They have 51 units of infantry. Most numerous are the assault engineers and an overall large collection of Delta. And apparently I miscounted 17, not 15. Aside from that, they have a multitude of easy-to-kill units, a couple of smoothbore guns on the CV-90s. These things are quite dangerous if they stay at range, but usually the AI isn't that smart. Then they have a couple, oh actually one mobile gun system, some CEV, some Zippos, Humvees. Right. Well, let's make this work. Alright, I have one sector. I do have the buildings. I'm not exactly sure where they're going to come from. Could be this angle, could be this angle, could be down the road to Oita. I think this is the most likely area of approach, because this is a +2 and these are just empties. They're not actually valuable, in the sense that they don't provide any actual income. Now my plan here is to hold off the assault on Dimitri using these structures. That worked very well previously. I want a couple of veteran VDV to do that job for me. And we're going to try and push over to Tomorrowgahmi. And from there, I intend to bring in new units. I'm going to use a couple of hardened. I do not have a lot of recon units, but I do have a couple of these BRM 3Ks. Now these are BMD 4, so they can also fend for themselves. We have 12 Sprut. They're good at medium range, they're terrible at short range. No armor whatsoever. Oh, and I have a couple of helicopters. But considering the large amount of enemy AA, I am not really in a hurry to try and fight them. As for a command unit, we're going to need one with this group. You know what, I might be able to use a couple of Spruts here. So we're going to have 8, and we're going to all push that way. And for support, I'm not sure if they have any helicopters left. I don't really believe so. So let's hope I'm right. Actually, let's keep one AA group in position. Offload. Now I have a lot of income. 24. I just need a way to actually bring in these units. Want my command unit to wait a little bit. The Spruts. Want you guys sitting there. Whoa, multitude of targets. Spruts. Go and have some fun. Because this is pretty much easy killing. Oh, there goes the AA. Holy smokes. Well, we know which way they're going to come from. That's for damn sure. AGGMs are flying all over the place. I have one reconnaissance vehicle left. They're taking out Spruts. Fall back. Let them come in a little closer. Now, they have not captured Anna. They have captured Oitan, considering the large amount of units over here. Ow. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have too much on the other end. So let's see. Let's send a couple of BMD-4s that way. Oh shit, that's Delta. Fucking Delta Force. Those guys are just very hard to deal with. Those ATGMs, they pretty much leave you no time to respond. None. So I'm going to have to try and beat them on my own terms. Oh, they do have helicopters apparently. Quite a few. I only have 2 Strelers. I could see that being a problem. Now let's hope they don't have this position too heavily defended. That would be a bit of a problem. Spruts, out of here. It's time to move the command vehicle to, well, to anywhere else. And the FOB is now the lead building here. 15 point something. The helos are not quite in line of sight yet. Here we go, now they are. Hello, Delta. Now you're dealing with VDV, boys. And we have the heavy tag, and you do not. Unfortunately, it seems like Delta just doesn't give a shit. Okay, so we're able to make this position pretty easily. That's very generous. Which is the wounded? Go back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Something just wiped out 4 BMDs. Interesting. So they definitely have some firepower over there, that's for sure. National Guard shouldn't be as much of a threat. Time to use the BMD-4s. Now I have a massive advantage over Delta. Bunch of Venoms over here. Can we capture this zone? Sort of? Maybe? Quick! Bring in whatever we can. AA, Spruts, everything. I don't care what, just start spawning in stuff. Because this position looks like it might not hold. Update, it will not hold. Spruts out of here, cargo's away. Okay, they took out my command, and they took out the other command. Oh joy. Okay. So, I killed 811. I lost... What? I lost 3,000 points? Sorry, but the battle group didn't get destroyed. They're just forced to relocate. I'm gonna go with relocate. Okay, so that didn't quite work out as well as I'd hoped. I'm gonna have to take out this sector. Kumamoto. And this time around, with me in command of Oita, these guys have nowhere to run to. So this is the group that has those high-end tanks. The K1s, K2s, K1A1. A bunch of helicopters. Quite a lot of AA. And some infantry. So this is where I would need the tanks. Mostly the high-end tanks. These guys. The T-95s, the BUs. Actual firepower. Let's keep a logistics group there. Let's see, this rifles group. They took a beating. I think they lost all of their AT. Or at least their improved ATGM group. BMD-4s could be quite handy here. Another tank group. The 217 VDV. Refit. I have a couple of these guys on R&R. Cohesion is everything. Move up the 9th. I could again go into Kanoya, but I'm not sure if I would win that. They have a bunch of AA. A couple of cheap tanks. Yes, I would win this. Quite easily. But I still have some beef with the guys in EO. I really want those gone. Alright, Kumamoto, I cannot attack on my turn. For reasons previously explained, these guys don't have initiative. Well, not all of them do. If I engage now, could that work? I would have T-95s and T-72 BUs. That might actually be enough. How's AA? AA is terrible. Those Apaches and those Cobras and Toes are quite lethal. Do I have an AA group that I can relocate here? Any? You got... oh, congrats. You got 2 Cessna. You got 2 Strela. The KA-52 do have a couple of medium-range air-to-air. Those could work. Mi-28, no thanks. I just don't have enough AA. Any cheap AA groups I can call in? Like, really cheap? 5 points? No, that's Naval Supply. Armored Supply. Supply Company. VDV Recon Company. No. Sending in planes as a sort of a backup. I don't think that's wise, considering what they have. Chusams are very good at shooting down aircraft. And they have 6 missiles each. Short arrows are no threat, and they have a couple of Kais, so that's no joy. I'm gonna have to use the buildings, I think. Because I do have 7 Igla teams. Do I have enough command units? 4, 6. Alright, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let them come to me. That does mean that I'm risking something. And what I'm risking is more US units that are being brought in. Let's see. Apparently you can now deploy F-111s on an aircraft carrier. That's news. Oh, really? These guys are going to Tomorrowgahmi? Okay. This time around they're doing a fight. Yeah, there's 36 tanks, 13 helicopters, the Raptor and the Eagle, so sending in my own airplanes really would not be that good of an idea. I do have Tunguskas. Oh, they took the English. The Tunguskas have the exact same AA range, 3150, as the Apaches. The Airdats slightly less, but not by much. This is going to be an interesting one. This time around, there's no running for them, because I have their escape zone covered, so there's no way to leave. Okay. Battle of the Tanks. Look at the assortment of stuff I have here. Do I have a couple of cheap tanks with an APS by any chance? Yeah. I could meat shield them. I could meat shield against the helicopters. Just deploy a ton of APS and hope that works. Now, I do not have any high value income zones. That's unfortunate. Let's try and capture this zone first. And preferably Gregory, but Gregory is harder to hold. Now, I might have to resupply my vehicles along the way. Fortunately, I have some options. I have... Whoa! I have 4 fobs. Not expected that. Kitayushi with this town is going to be a nice base of operations. So let's assume that they're starting out with the helicopters. Set up a couple of go-betweens. I hope that's in range of the fob. It might not be. Maybe that's slightly better. Okay, infantry defense. Because they do have a decent portion of infantry. Capturing this zone doesn't really get me any advantages. Not directly anyway. Now they oh, actually I have another sector. Kagoshima. Tricky. Do I really want to start from here? I'm concerned about those helos. What's their resupply points? Ah, only that one. Okay, in that case I do want this start position. I want command infantry unit to just hide. This is where the actual push is going to come from. At least my push. These are my sacrificial lambs. The T-55 AD Drozd. I'm deploying these separately so I can set up a wide shield of these things. They have 5 APS each. If they don't all fire those at the same time, I have a fairly good chance to survive. Now the Kokon are pretty shit. 20 AP is just not enough in this day and age. T-14 Amatas and T-95s and the BUs. Yeah, mostly the T-95s. These are going to have to actually deliver the damage. So 4 of these. We're going to need some infantry here as well to neutralize that town. I might use the veterans. The veteran marines. Although these with an HEGM, they're quite handy, probably. Okay, finally I want to have a couple of reconnaissance units. A BRM might be handy here, if it doesn't die too soon. These guys are, yeah, they're just meat shields. That's all that they are. I might be able to overwhelm their HEGM defense force. Okay. So far they haven't actually deployed anywhere, or at least not that I can tell. This to some extent could be considered how not to use your tanks. Because I'm going to be doing some weird things with them. Get that unit away. Is that a helo? That's not a helo, that's an AA piece. Hold off on firing the Kokons, hold off on firing the Shurshins. We're going to need a lot more tanks. I want you to hold. Because while you might not yet be able to defeat helicopters, there definitely are some infantry units to be killed. Not the most accurate guns while moving, are they? 30%. Alright, not too bad. Now I need to get to Nagasaki. If I can do that, then there's a pretty good chance that I might be able to find the command vehicle there and knock it down. I just hope that they don't deploy some sort of fighting force to this sector. Because if they do that, then I don't really have an answer to that. Or at least not quickly. What is that? That's your command vehicle. Shame if something happened to it. What do you mean accuracy? Oh, you're firing HE weapons at it. Oh well. That's enough. That's a transport. Okay. So where are the helicopters? Where are the tanks? Hold on. Those are more transports. Those are not tanks. What's going on? They had a lot of high-value stuff over here. So where are you hiding it? Or, more to the point, where are you hiding it? See, that's the start. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, now we're gonna play. Get into the buildings. Get the Drozds back. Get the T-95s to move up. Although not too far. Hold. BRM to safety, Tunguska to safety, BMD force back. These guys are going to have to make this town right about now. Or there's a fairly good chance that they won't even get there. Come on. We have an arty party. VDV are going to take a slight beating here. Come on. Now is a good time. Thank you. Now we're side-shotting K1A1s. Sturms are starting to get involved. Class. Tow 2. Dead. There's another helicopter. That's another tow. So far so good. Try and ambush some of these guys. Cobra. That's a more important target right now. What's going on here? Oh, a couple of Recoilers rifle troops. Did we lose a Tunguska? Yeah, shit, we lost a Tunguska. Time to start meat shielding, gentlemen. Because the T-95s don't have any left. To make matters worse, they don't have a smoke screen. So that's a challenge. Come on. Anything you can give me. It's a good thing these guys survived. We got one very heavily wounded tank here. It's even routing. Come on, there you go. Well done. Alright, let's supplies? Let's supplies these Recoilless rifle troops. Try to move up from here. So far the Drozd have done their job. They've taken some beating from the APS. Not too much. Seems like most of them are fine. Let's get another couple of resupply units in here. Mostly for this guy. Moving up with SAMs, they're moving up with infantry. What's that? Is that tank? You call that a shot? That thing was barely in the same country. Look at that. Drozd are not really any good at defeating armor. Then again, that's not what I have them for. This is what they're here for. Helicopter. I have to do the Tunguska old style. Which means gun. And you are now in range. Means that you are now dead. T-95s. Get to work. We have a multitude of targets here. And you can kill anything you can see. So naturally they go for the infantry first. Yes. Because priorities must be handled. Let's get my reconnaissance up a little bit more, because I'm mostly relying on the recon from these infantry units, I think. Come on. There you go, that's another 99 points. Corla's rifle troops are getting butchered by the VDV. Here's the resupplies. No, I don't need a command tank. Just a couple of guys to resupply those. That's a helo, I think. Yes, it is. That's another Cobra. We are now starting to run out of APS charges, especially on the lead T-95s. There you go, well done. Approaching target. What the hell? Why are you out here? At some point I must have given a wrong order. Or the game might have thought that I wanted to select a different unit group or something. Okay, you guys are done. You guys are ready. Punch through the side armor of that thing and you can knock it out in one go. Nicely done. That's not very good. That's a Cobra. Come on, resupply the Tunguska. Try to get a missile on it. APS are going out. These guys don't have any APS left. Come on! Tunguska! Stop fucking about. Start actually hitting something. That would be wonderful. Turbine failure. That's a start, but he's not dead yet. Damn artillery. D-72 BUs. Fast movers. Give me a K-52 recon here. This is now getting personal for this Drozd. Come on, buddy. Just out of range. K-1A1. So naturally another Drozd bites the dust. T-72s to come out. Okay, we're approaching the main objective here. Is that really the best option you have? What the... Apparently didn't quite tell these guys to not attack yet. Couple of 99 points. So we're flanking... Yeah, we're flanking. Didn't quite expected that. Moving up. Tunguska ready. T-95s ready. Is that a landed? Oh, I hate it when they do that. Unfortunately for you, that means you're also targetable by ATGMs. That is the other side of landing a helicopter. You're done. Oh, shit. Can Can we shoot that down, please? It is getting stunned. Yep, got it. Completely forgot about the Strelas. Thank you for the reminder. Alright, almost there, almost there. Get the command unit. Neutralize their only point of reinforcement. And in the meanwhile, we might be able to find the command vehicle here and knock it out. There's something else moving about. Considering you're not taking shots at it, yeah, there are resupply units. Further APS. More AA. Infantry. Where's your command? Or did we already knock it out? That's possible. Hold fire on the Vickers. So you resupply these units here. That's what this thing is for. Might as well use it as such. Hello! Wrong target. I wonder if this is their last. That would be ideal. Now, it might not look like it, but this thing actually has a gun. You just don't see it. Not your last command unit. Oh! Okay. Looks like he's trying to run. I don't think he's going to capture Gregory. Doesn't look like it. Try to go for the long-range missile. Eyes on target. Vicar away. Splash, got him. Okay, so that took care of all of the tanks, the helicopter battalion, the AA, everything. Losses for this battle group, mostly a couple of Drozds. 1 Tunguska, 1 Recon, and 2 BMD-4s. I can live with that. At least they don't have this sector anymore, and that means that I can move a little more freely across this plane here. Now, the annoying bit is, they keep moving up. They just don't have too many units left. They still have 10 Delta Force. Yeah, 10 Delta Force. Well, I have to charge them. With as many units as possible. And these guys... these guys got their ass handed to them. Shame. The Bertinos could be handy. What sort of map is Tomorrowgahmi? Oh, nice and open. Planes. A couple of Hornet, HGM planes, and some Seed aircraft. So any AA units that I bring in are going to have to be non-radar guided. So that could be the Briuses. The rifles... no. The rifle's going to hold down this terrain. And these... same. Time to call in some actual planes. We have Seed aircraft, we have fighters, MiG-37. You call these fighters? This is what I call a fighter, an Su-57. Unfortunately, I only have 2 in that battle group. How about these? Naval fighters. Yeah, that could work. 10. No, make that 9 long-range air missiles, or air-to-air. Send these guys in. We outranged these by about 6 clicks. So that should be enough. Now, they have everything. All zones. 42 units of infantry. Most numerous, Delta Force. Aside from that, a couple of... well, a bit of a ragtag band, really. AT section, some National Guard, some Marine Raider survivors, some strikers. Nothing really too severe. We know that they have 30 missiles, 30 javelins, and that's counting only Delta. Aside from that, of course, they do have some others. I have Kurganets with an Afghanit, so these guys can defeat enemy AGGMs. I don't have any cohesion on this group, just 3 points. I have the BTR-90s with the Spetsnaz. I have the T-15 IFVs, also with a lot of armor and an Afghanit. These guys have 4 charges, and these have 4 charges. I also have my T-90 AMs. I think that these might have to do a little bit of work here. Okay. Let's once and for all take care of this battle group. I want them just utterly destroyed this time around. Now, I'm not sure where they're deploying. For all I know, they're all lining up in Fedor. That wouldn't really be the first time that they're doing something like that. Same weapon systems. These are 45 points, these are 38 points, but they have quite a bit less armor. VDV Heavy, Spetsnaz Gru. I'm paying 75 points for this, and I'm paying 60 points for this. I'm going to go with these. Mostly because they are just cheaper and I can field more. Let's deploy an ANSAT recon helo over here, slightly back. A couple tanks here. And for 215 points, just have a couple more of these, which I can deploy inside the town. Let's go with 2 groups. No, not 2 groups of 1. 2 groups, well, okay. Like that then. Please deploy here. Yes, thank you kindly. Fire at will. Anything goes. Light them all up. Kill them before they're able to drop off those AGGM wielding Delta Force guys. Oh shit, I deployed robots? Okay, that's not ideal. Can these things defend themselves? Yes, they can. Dude, they're actually shooting down your AGGM. Move up. Right, let's see if we can make it all the way to Tsuyama. It's going to be quite a drive. But if we can get there, then we might be able to knock out another command unit there. They also have one in EO and in Anna. I have killed quite a few units, but I don't think I killed the infantry. Or at least not as many as I was going for. Hold. Don't get too close. I don't believe it's safe just yet. Humvee. Humvee looks like he's not too eager to get any closer to my forces. Works for me. These things have good stealth, yes, so they're not likely to see them anytime soon. Let's get a command unit in here. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, I do not have any AA. So, they have eyes on my units, apparently. That probably was that group. What? Shit, they got him. Okay. Let's fold these tanks back to the fob. Get a couple of units up here. Get a reconnaissance unit up here in case they try anything. As for supports, I can use AA so long as it's not locatable. Buryusa. Over there. This is Plungin Valley, isn't it? Yeah. Ho ho ho. What's that? What is that? Exactly. Humvee. Elite Humvees. Elite Humvees spell trouble. I don't much like elite Humvees. Boom. Guess your AA or anti-missile didn't quite kick in time. There's a slight dip in the terrain here that's making it harder to target anything. That probably works both ways. That's another pivot. Gotcha. What's that? Assault engineers. Not really what I was expecting, but I'll take it. How are you guys doing? Pretty good. Okay, keep going. There's a Hornet. Apparently he just lost line of sight on the target. I think we might be seeing more of that Hornet very soon. Boom. Those are LVTP, so... Yep, there's the Hornet again. Shoot down that thing. Not likely. Okay, I'm gonna bring a locatable AA unit. For the sole reason that I can micromanage it. Ah, these Bryusas don't really have the amount of ammo on board that I need. At least that Hornet won't be coming back in a hurry. Alright, waited long enough. Tanks are mostly fine. Kurganets to move up. Cavalry scouts. Not really. Get a Plamia. These guys hopefully get to surprise the enemy command vehicle. I have had it with these American forces. They have inflicted a tremendous amount of casualties onto these battle groups. Unfortunately, the groups, all times, were able to make it out alive. Well, mostly. In the sense that they didn't die. That's just about all you can say. That was an empty vehicle, wasn't it? Drop off. Command unit. That. That, right over there. Thank you. Couple of really short-range kills here. They're relocating their command. Whatever it is. Damn it. Come on. US Marine Raiders. Those guys, if I'm not mistaken, are armed. Oh, what's that weapon called again? Whatever it is doing a hell of a lot of damage. That's the SMAW, isn't it? That's the SMAW. T90s to move up. I have 320 points. Might as well use them. Come on, Gru. Save your mates. Well done. Alright, these VDV could use a bit of resupply. Wow! That thing shot back at me and almost took out the Bryusa? That's impressive. That's a lot of firepower for a helicopter. Like, what the hell? Let's hold that down with one Kurganet, the other two moving up here. We still have a command unit set up somewhere in there. Get back in. We're gonna have to split you up. You guys get to wait around. What's this? That's a Humvee. Plane, plane, plane. So apparently the Hornet has a line of sight on something. Miss. Come on, Tor. Miss. Accuracy, 60%. Well, sort of. Good work. That got a couple of kills without actually getting any damage. Might have been special forces, I'm not really sure. We're still not quite there yet. I've underestimated this battle group one too many times. I don't want to do that again. So I'll believe that these guys are actually dead when I see it, and not before. These Sosnas are not locatable. Let's deploy a Sosna here-ish. Another fighting unit. Oh, hello! You are the one that I gotta kill. Bingo. That's your resupply route done. Let's see if we can get some bonus kills here. Because they might still have all sorts of AA and units that we haven't quite killed. Like that. $25 points inside. What else do you have? 100 points? Okay, so that might have been a command Humvee. These guys are crashing the party. Looks like they're relocating from Anna. Where to? Is the big question. Where to? Where are you gonna go? Where do you want to go? What are those? Those are transports. Drop off. Whoa! Okay, so we found the command vehicle. Yep, that's the last one. Alright, 1st Special Forces Battalion has been destroyed. 51st Infantry Regiment, again, destroyed. You do not get to run, sir. With 9 Delta Force units and a bunch of AA. That's not how this plays out. Goodbye. Okay, so that is it for the American Special Forces groups. I'm going to leave it here. I think that next time I'm going to engage the Enterprise. The Enterprise comes with a couple of ships and a lot of cohesion, and most importantly of all, they have a lot of support. Now, this still concerns me. These 3 helicopters, so we're going to have to find a way to deal with those next time. For now, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode so far. And I will see you soon for the next one.